Hello children, welcome to the online classes. In the previous session, I explained you the kingdom Monera and Protista. The five kingdom classification we are following, that is given by Whittaker. So according to that, we have learned about kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista. Today I am going to explain you about kingdom fungi. Actually fungi, fungi, different pronunciations are given in the Google. You need not bother about that. According to your convenience you can pronounce it, because British pronunciation, English pronunciation and Indian pronunciation, different pronunciations are given. So don't bother about that. You can simply say fungi or fungi according to your convenience. Fungus singular. So here the fungi are multicellular eukaryotes. They have a thick cell wall. Their body has thick cell wall. The cell wall is made of a substance called chitin. Chitin is substance present in the cell walls of fungi. And these are mostly saprotrophic. Some are symbiotic. Some are parasitic, heterotrophic. Different modes of nutrition. These are the different modes of nutrition in fungi. Saprotrophic. They eat the dead and decaying organic matter. The organisms that eat dead and decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs or saprophytes. Some of the fungi are saprotrophs and some are symbionts. Symbiotic fungi are, for example, lichens. Lichen is the association of algae and fungi. Algae and fungi live together. Algae gives food to the fungi and fungi gives shelter to the algae. Such association in which both get benefit is called symbiosis. So, some of the algae are symbiotic. You have learnt already in the previous class what about lichens, isn't it? In chemistry, for litmus test, litmus is extracted from lichens. Lichen is nothing but the association of algae and fungi. So lichen is the best example of symbiotic nutrition. Some of the some of the fungi, they live as parasites. And some they extract food from other organisms, heterotrophs. Next, examples of fungi. For example, yeast. Almost all the fungi are multicellular, but yeast is unicellular. Unicellular fungus that respires in the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration. It undergoes anaerobic respiration. Yeast respires anaerobically in the absence of oxygen and releases ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. During anaerobic respiration, yeast releases ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. Energy is utilized by the yeast and ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide are released out. So, yeast are used in the alcohol and wine industries. In the alcohol and wine industry, yeasts are used. They are also used in the bakery in fermenting the dough, cake dough or bread dough. In the idli dough also. Automatically these yeast are airborne. If you leave the dough like that, the yeast grow and the idli dough swells up. You might have seen at home, you ask your mother, she experienced that already, she might have experienced that. Every mom experiences that the idli dough will swell. If we leave it like that for 1 hour or 2 hours, it will raise. That is because of these yeast. They release out ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. That is about yeast. Coming to the multicellular fungi. Example, Aspergillus. Aspergillus penicillin, mucor, rhizopus, agaricus, mushroom. These are the multicellular fungi. Aspergillus is a fungus, multicellular fungus. Penicillin, mucor, rhizopus, agaricus, mushrooms. These are the multicellular fungi. From penicillin we extract penicillin. Actually this is Penicillium notatum. Penicillium notatum. The antibiotic obtained from this Penicillium notatum is penicillin. It was extracted from Penicillium notatum by Alexander Fleming for the first time, and it is the first antibiotic till now. And many antibiotics are obtained from fungi. For example, erythromycin, streptomycin, yes, tetramycin. All these are the antibiotics obtained from the fungi. Fungi are useful. Mushrooms are edible. Edible mushrooms are there. Some mushrooms are toxic also. So we should be careful while taking the mushrooms. Mushrooms are edible. And these, they give antibiotics. They reproduce through spores. Yeast reproduces by budding. Yeast reproduces by, this is yeast for example. This yeast grows from the body wall of the yeast, and it gets detaches from the parent and grows into a new individual. So yeast reproduces by budding, but all the other fungi, they reproduce through spores. This is the sporangium in bread mold. This sporangium breaks open and the spores are released into the air. Wherever the spore falls, if it is wet, that area, they can germinate into a new rhizopus or mucor. Bread mold, common name is bread mold. Bread molds grow like that. The spores are released into the air. The sporangium, actually the spores are present in the sporangium. Aspergillus, Penicillium, mucor, rhizopus, agaricus, all these, they have these sporangia. Sporangium singular, sporangia plural. They reproduce through spores. That is about fungi. The next one is plantae. Plantae means all the plants. Plants are divided based on the flowering. Flowering plants, non-flowering plants. Some plants bear flowers, some plants do not bear flowers. The plant bearing flowers are phanerogams. Now non-flowering plants are cryptogams. So we can learn about the kingdom Plantae in the next session. Have a nice day children.